Now, our next guest is Northern Nevada's off-road serious rock crawler headquarters. I'd call it a hidden hotspot in Northern Nevada because many of you have driven past it and just not realized it's there, and nationally acclaimed as well. On the line with us is Nate Jensen, owner of Nate's Precision. Nate, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you, Mitch?
Oh, fantastic. Thanks for joining us. And I mentioned Serious Rock Crawler Headquarters, but let's start with a little bit of your history in the automotive industry. Where did you get struck by the bug, and how long have you been working on cars?
Struck by the bug was probably 14, 15, getting my first car. It took off from there, went straight in the automotive, changing tires, doing brake jobs, then proceeded to my automotive ATEC program and moved through that, college, and then spent many years at General Motors and was trained there, learned pretty much everything I could. From there was just this passion for building things, constructing from ground up or improving. That's been going on now, I don't know, probably 15, 20 years, pretty much as soon as I could turn wrenches, I was turning them.
Well, and I've been in your shop, and I have to say it's an experience in and of itself that I would encourage anybody that's thinking about doing something special to their vehicle, their truck, off-road ride to come by and see some of the things that you do. They're absolutely fascinating. Most recently, you had a Jeep that you were doing a roll cage on, and it was a piece of artwork. And I'd like to have you spend a little bit of time talking about some of the serious off-road enthusiast rock crawling creations that you've designed. And I watched, while I was there one time, one of your techs actually creating this on software. I mean, you design and create your own custom vehicles and to whatever your clients' desires are.
Yeah, we all have a vision, and we can all sit and talk about it. There is a passion that we have for this and creating only the best stuff. We wouldn't do anything to anybody's vehicle that we wouldn't do to our own. We have, as things come along, we've, gotten into the CAD and being able to design our own parts and make them exactly how we need them for each project.
Well, and thank you for saying that, because I was talking to one of your techs, and he was saying that sometimes if you go out and you order the same piece from a pre-manufactured piece, that it comes and it doesn't fit, the tolerances are not close to what your expectations would be of them.
No, there is, and there is many manufacturers out there that create brackets, just like as, we're creating them, but we look for, not an 1/8 inch gap or a 3/16 gap. We want it to fit. We don't want to have to spend hours trying to make another part fit. It's just not how we feel it should be done. So we spend a lot of extra time measuring. There's a lot of time sitting down measuring that piece to make it fit. When we design it, it lays on there, and you're done. You're ready to go.
Well, and that's something new coming out for you, too, is that you're going to actually have a part of your website, which is going to be launched here in the near future, designed around parts that you create for commercial businesses to buy around the nation.
Yes. Like I said, there is many pieces, and I've ordered many from different suppliers, and we've just found that we build stuff maybe at a tighter tolerance, and we want to be able to offer that to people. So as we've created pieces, now that we're using CAD, we're able to save them, and we've started making our own fixtures and stuff so we could reproduce these parts to fit just the way that we built the first one.
Well, let's talk about the dreams you make come true and describe some of the projects you've undertaken over the years.
Most recent that people might recognize is the 2009 Chevy Colorado that's been running around town. Solid axle, coilovers. That originally started as a two-wheel drive pickup. Customer wanted something outside of the Toyota realm, really wanted the V8 power to have a Chevy that was full size. We've created that, and that has gotten quite a bit of attention. It was featured on the cover of Peterson's magazine last year in June, and that has, only excelled. There's many other vehicles. The one you mentioned in the shop was a 2008 Jeep JK that we actually cut the vehicle in half, stretched the frame, redid all the body, tub work, and then started with a cage design that we'd all sat down with the owner, and it just turned into, it was really amazing work. And that's how we like to do it.
And I think you're being very modest in amazing. I have been in the industry for, like I said, over many times before, over 3 decades. And the artwork that went into designing this roll cage was nothing shy of absolute work of art. It was beyond automotive art. It was something that an artist couldn't have drawn a more beautiful rendition of. And you do this on a day-to-day basis. And again, I think a lot of people drive down Glendale and don't know right off the street back on a plaza there, and we'll give them the actual location here in a minute, that you even are operating there as such an incredible national-grade off-road rock crawling headquarter. But let's talk about the things that if somebody has one right now that they could bring to you to do. So you talked about the coilovers and the stretching bodies. Let's give them kind of a rundown of all the different things that you do in your facility.
We do everything. There, pretty much if it's a thought in your head, come down, sit down, talk about it. We've designed the very simple, basic budget lifts. Leaf springs, solid axle conversions for the Toyota pickup. Creating our own 4-link, 3-link designs for people that drive these things, want to be serious and rock crawl them, but have to drive them to work every day. That's where we really spend extra time. We make sure that vehicle will work to drive up and down the freeway, to go out and then drive it home after a weekend of having fun with your friends. So we spend a lot of time designing each piece to make sure it works for everybody.
Well, and then I've seen some of the vertical rock crawlers, buggies that you've put out of there too.
Oh yeah, there's definitely we love the design and pushing the envelope. There's always somebody wants to go a little further, and there's always that next step. We've designed pretty much turnkey buggies, complete chassis. Or a lot of it starts off with your everyday vehicle that you want to do a little bit more to. That's what we enjoy doing.
And then progress one piece at a time as budget allows it, or doing it all at once.
Oh yeah, definitely. With the economy the way it is, budget is out there for everybody, but they want to do a little more, and we will kind of guide you in the process. Hey, this would be this step. After this, you'd want to go here. There's definitely a process when you're on a budget, or if you have the funds and want to just go all at once, we can do that.
Well, and you mentioned just that one that's running around town right now that some of our local enthusiasts may have seen. But your work has been featured numerous times by national magazines. Tell us about some of the other accolades you've received over the years.
Yeah, we've been seen in different off-road adventure magazines for a Jeep that was built back in '06, and then onto solid axle Duramax trucks with really a basic conversions to make it reliable. Customer can drive it and go beat on it and not have to worry about it. But yeah, we've progressed through different steps, and we've been recognized in, right now I believe it's 4 different magazines, and it goes to show that even the small guys can be seen for what their abilities are.
Well, and the talent that runs through your shop is so extraordinary, and I like I said, I encourage anybody that wants to get to know your shop better to come by, because you walk in the door and the first thing you see on the wall are these magazine articles proudly displayed, and they should be, because the work is masterful. But your team is so talented, and whether it's a serious rock crawler or off-roader, they get that same level of quality and attention to tolerances, even in your regular service. And you also offer regular truck and auto services as well.
Yeah, there is, with my background of automotive, it's just one of the things I like to continue offering to customers. We do fleet maintenance, basic brake jobs, oil change. Every job is treated as our own. We spend a lot of time to just visual inspect and then advise the customer, hey, we see a little wear here, not to try to push anything, but to advise people of what we could see and what we'd recommend.
Well, you're so much more qualified. I can't imagine, with the capabilities that go so far above and beyond a normal repair facility, the quality and capabilities of your staff. Well, anyone with a vehicle that you'll service wanting to go somewhere else with it, what type of vehicles can they bring to you?
We pretty much work on all of our domestic vehicles, some of the import stuff, Asian stuff. It just really depends. And really, when it comes down to it, I'll be honest. If you brought it in and it became, say you brought in a BMW or Mercedes, and it got to a realm that I wasn't 100% comfortable, I'm going to call you. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to try to get you directed to the right facility to help you.
Well, and that's integrity. Now, I mentioned before that you're kind of a hidden hot spot, and people have probably driven past you 100 times and not known you were there. Could not be more thrilled, by the way, Nate. I know I've shared this with you before, than to have you finally appear on our show, because I think that if people would, if they knew you were there, you'd receive a lot more support, and our community would get a lot better quality finished product by knowing you were there. But tell them where you're located and how they can find you and get a hold of you.
We're located at 1565 Glendale Avenue, and as you said, it is hidden. If you're familiar with Ames Machine Shop or Triple S Tire, there's a driveway right between them. You'll pull into that, and we're directly in that driveway, or another area to relate it to, directly across the street from Scotty's Transmission. The phone number at the shop is 775-358-2555, and hopefully here in the very near future there will be a website that you guys can get onto and look at what we offer, other vehicles that we've built that maybe weren't featured in magazines, but the level of quality of work and attention to detail that goes into it.
Well, and I want to mention this too. Within a few days after our show, we produce a video to go on top of this audio clip, and we share it on our YouTube channel and our Facebook, and under a YouTube link under your preferred business listing on our website. And you can actually see some of this work. There'll be a lot of pictures about it on there, and allow you to share it with your friends. So give us a few days. It takes us some time to produce those, and then keep checking back for that, and definitely share it with your friends. They'll be glad you did, and you'll be the hero in the community. That's Nate Jensen with Nate's Precision. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be on our show today.
It's an honor, Mitch, that you've invited me on, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we hope to have you back on a regular basis because your work's incredible.
I'd look forward to sharing it.
Thank you again.